Insurgency in Balochistan. Drivers of insurgency. In Balochistan, Pakistan, drivers of insurgency have been economic, cultural, involving immigration and human rights. Economic inequality. Economic inequality, and Balochistan's status as a neglected province where a majority of population lacks amenities is a dimension in the conflict. Since the mid-1970s, Balochistan's share of Pakistan's GDP has dropped from 4.9 to 3.7%. Balochistan has the highest infant and maternal mortality rate, the highest poverty rate, and the lowest literacy rate in Pakistan. On the other hand, according to a report published in the Pakistani English-language Dawn newspaper, members of Balochistan's elite society, including provincial government ministers and officials, own pieces of land greater in size than some small towns of the country, and had luxury vehicles, properties, investments and businesses valued at millions of rupees. Development issues. Gas revenue. Balochistan receives less per/unit in royalties than Sindh and Punjab provinces. Since Balochistan's wellhead price 5 times lower than in Sindh and Punjab, the gas wellhead price is based on per capita provincial income in 1953. Furthermore, the government has returned little of the royalties owed to the province, citing the need to recover operating costs. Consequently, Balochistan is heavily in debt. Balochistan province receives 32 rupees and 71 paise per unit on gas revenues, including a royalty of 13 rupees and 90 paise, excise duty of 5 rupees and 9 paise, and gas development surcharge of 13 rupees and 72 paise. Many private individuals with gas deposits on their land also receive payments. Many Balochs argue that such royalties are too low. In response, in 2011 Prime Minister Syed Yusuf Raza Gilani announced an addition of 120 billion rupees, $2.5 billion, to the gas development surcharge and royalty portion of the Agazi Hakuki Balochistan package. However, royalties often do not trickle down to the common people in Balochistan due to the corruption and wealth hoarding of Baloch tribal chiefs. This has hindered the growth of infrastructure. Regional inequality. Extensive road and rail links developed by British colonialists in northern parts of Balochistan province have brought greater economic development to areas mainly inhabited by ethnic Pashtuns, which has also heightened nationalism among ethnic Balochs within the province. Gwadar. Another grievance is the construction of the megaport of Gwadar, which began in 2002 and is run entirely by the federal government. Baloch complain that construction of the port relies on Chinese engineers and laborers, and few Balochs have been employed. There has been little improvement in living standards for Balochs in the area. A parallel town for workers at Gwadar is being built close to the old one to segregate Balochs from the growing influx of outsiders. Government officials illegally sold much of the land around Gwadar, making massive profits at the expense of local Balochs. The Pakistani government responded to the Balochs' increased resentment and resistance to their economic marginalization in Gwadar with a hardline approach, stationing soldiers in the area to secure it from insurgent attacks. The construction project resulted in the employment of a large number of non-Balochs, especially Punjabis, even though there is an excess in the number of unemployed Baloch engineers and technicians. Multiculturalism and immigration. Due to the historical shortage of skilled labor in Balochistan, skilled workers are often imported from other regions. Their arrival means new industries can develop, boosting the local economy. However, nationalists argue that this creates resentment amongst the local inhabitants. Like Karachi, which after migration from Balochistan, Central Asia, Iran, East Asia and especially a large number of people arriving from other areas of Pakistan in search of daily living settled there, it has been a national financial hub in Pakistan. Thus the local inhabitants, Sindhis, became a minority in the largest city of their province. Nationalists argue against multiculturalism and non-Baloch immigration. Karachi city has been playing a key role as a financial hub for Pakistan and its economy has exploded to become one of the major cities in Asia as a seaport. However, the city continues to be a home for ethnic and sectarian violence. Baloch nationalists argue that migration leads to such events, and they are opposed to similar situation in Balochistan. Mir Suleiman Dawood claims that the people in Balochistan remain deeply resentful of Pakistan's policies in the region, and he, apart from other, rather militant, Baloch nationalist organizations, have openly called for India's assistance in Balochistan's separation from Pakistan. On August 12, 2009, Khan of Kalat Mir Suleiman Dawood declared himself ruler of Balochistan and formally made announcement of a council for independent Balochistan. The council's claimed domain includes Baloch of Iran, apart from Pakistani Balochistan, but does not include Afghan Baloch regions, and the council contains all separatist leaders including Nawabzadeh Bramda Bugti. After the Soviet invasion, around 4 million refugees from Afghanistan arrived and settled in the region, which has resulted in substantial demographic imbalance. Perceived marginalization as a result of increased Pashtun migration from Afghanistan during the Afghan war drives the insurgency. Education issues. A major factor in the Balochistan conflict is education, which nationalists feel has been neglected. The government of Pakistan recognizes that importing skilled labor from other regions has caused tensions in the region, and has thus sought to encourage scholarships for Balochi students so they can participate in development programs. The quota for Baloch students in Punjab University was doubled in 2010 under the Chima Long scheme, on the order of CM Shahbaz Sharif. The provincial governments of Sindh, Punjab and KP said they would take steps to encourage Balochistan students to enroll and benefit from 100% scholarships. However, nationalists argue that not enough education development is taking place, and that the government has neglected its duty. Military response. Many Balochis have not tended to look favorably on Pakistan and the army's intervention in politics, as they see the military as dominated by Punjabis and the interests of the Punjabis, who make up 45% of Pakistan's population, and lacking Baloch representation. In the insurgencies themselves, the military's harsh response has led to a spiral of violence. See human rights issues below. A report by the Pakistan Security Research Unit notes, Islamabad's militarized approach has led to violence, widespread human rights abuses, mass internal displacement, and the deaths of hundreds of civilians and armed personnel. According to the International Crisis Group, the attempt to crush the insurgency as in earlier insurgencies is feeding Baloch disaffection. Moderate Balochs have been alienated from the government by the imprisonment of civilians without charges, and routine kidnapping of dissidents.